y'all doing, gentlemen?
Hey, doing quite well, Coach. How have you been?
Sure.
I've been well, man. Been blessed.
Hey, absolutely. Definitely been blessed on that end. And so, as we talked earlier, and again, good to see you and all much respect to you. Congratulations, first of all, Coach.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Just to start this off, I mean, you actually have walked into Valdosta High School and was honored with the opportunity to be the first African American labeled head coach. What does that mean to you? And give us some feeling with regards to that, if you don't mind.
Well, anything you do, being the first to do anything, is always an honor and a pride of doing it. But being the first African American head coach or tag, whatever you want to call it, in Valdosta history, it means a lot. I mean, you always want to do it the right way, continue to do things the right way, and show people, not based off your skin color, that you can do the job. But as a man of color, I want to make sure I do a great job so another man of color can do it again if I'm here 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So that's my main goal.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I particularly always like to know with people that are in positions that have earned their way to the top, if you will, what has been or who particularly have given you inspiration, motivation, role models, if you will, along the way?
Well, it's been a slew of role models and mentors that had a hand on my career as a coach, and started with my father, different guys, my high school coaches, principals. I just hate to name names. I don't want to leave nobody out, but it's a lot of guys I give credit to, and I'm grateful for that's in my life, in my circle. That's guided me, and it's guys I molded my career out of. And like they said, if you ain't taking from somebody, you ain't winning. So I like to take little nuggets from everybody and make them my own.
Yeah,
a lot of guys I give credit to.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're able to, in this position, pass that down onto the student athletes that you have under your helm. And I definitely, hold high regard the position that you have. Just to give a shout to you there, Michael Lane, which is a graduate along with us in our class of '96 from Lowndes High. He says, "Congratulations, Coach Felton." From a diehard Viking fan. So just so you know that we've got support for you, or there's support. Look at Brother Mac over there pointing to that Viking pennant. But absolutely, we just want you to know that regardless of the crosstown rivalship that is in this great county, city, Wintersville, that you definitely have support. If there's anything that you require from us as a community, as we get into some of these questions, just a few questions, but as we get into that, just know that we're here to support you. One of the first things that I think this came from our Dallas Moore, who is a Valdosta alumni, played wide receiver out there during our time that we played, and his brother was a very legacy driven lineman out there also, Harvey Moore. Dallas Moore did ask, do you plan on establishing any form of mentoring program or feeder system within the football program there?
No doubt. I think it's key to definitely have mentorship. One thing that I would like to try to do, and I was talking to our AD about it, starting Letterman's Club, getting all the ex-players to come back and people in the community and mentor these guys, because it's one thing from a guy that's not from here, but it's always a good thing when people you know and see every day and grow up with, it can help you and see what they become, things they do. Because one thing about football, it's life lessons. It's ups and downs. It teaches you life. Some guys go on to play college. Some guys go on to successful businessmen. Some guys go in the military. So it's good to see guys that have been successful and doing the right thing in life to come back and talk to these young men. Because they never know who you see in the store, you're able to go up and speak to them.
That's true. Absolutely. I see it all the time, now that we're in, work mode. I'm an entrepreneur here locally. And, one thing that I can reflect on is just going into the store every weekend, as a father, as an adult, as a contributing citizen here in Lowndes County. You run into a lot of people that you grew up with, also that actually you can provide mentorship in an indirect fashion to football. But, all of that plays a hand in making these guys successful. I want to also give a shout to former retired coach, my dad, Coach Hiram Johnson from Lowndes High. He actually says congratulations also, Coach Felton. So we want to make sure that is passed along also. Sort of a follow-up to that. And this is what we talked about on the phone, Coach. And I said, what can we do as a community, as fans of the program, as advocates of these student athletes? Is there anything that you feel that we can do as parents and advocates to help you be successful in this program?
I think the biggest thing is just getting support from fans and parents in the right way, the right support, being there for the kids. As coaches, we only can do so much. We try to do everything we can, but when you have a parent support you and know the needs of their kid and you communicate the needs, it helps a lot. It's a lot of things to go into playing football at a high level. And, some people just think it's financial, but sometimes it's your time. It's volunteering to help do things. It's being a part. It's always good. The kids love to see a face, to smile and tell them, hey, and good morning. And we try to feed them all the time. And anything you can do as a parent and community, that we are open to it, success for these kids. At the end of the day, people forget about it. It's not about the adults, it's about the kids. And that's why we all here. So we take any helping hand. But I think the biggest thing you can do is just stand behind your young man. And you don't have a kid in the program, stand behind somebody to motivate them and stop being a negative person and start finding positive stuff in the program and build off that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely totally agree with that. We all can play a part. If I have that heard right, is that, like you said,
yes,
with this financially, but not alone financially, is that really sometimes just having a support system behind these kids, that actually goes a long way. I definitely can, routinely really adhere to that. Brother Mac, I mean, you talk about it all the time. Again, giving a nod to Coach Johnson. You talk about it all the time as far as the mentorship that was provided that you didn't see necessarily. We never saw this stuff directly happening, but right, as we look back, we see what was going on. And that's why I say I double down on the fact that, and unapologetically, I keep saying that, is that to have you in a position of a school that is more than 75% African-American, the football team is more than 90% African-American, to have a head coach that relates to them in a different way, not to take anything away from previous coaches that, spearheaded the program and took them to the promised land. But this factor does play a role in the connection that you have with the student athletes.
Yeah. Totally agree with you.
Okay. The other thing that I would just ask you here, by the way, Sabrina Montgomery, another graduate here from Lowndes High School, she says, it does take a village. Mentors are so important. I still have a couple of them, and I'm real grown, as she says, at this point. Michael Lane, again, thank you for the comment. He does say, Coach, I need a Wildcat helmet for my barbershop.
Gotcha.
So got you, Mike Lane. All right. And if you know Mike Lane, he does own Awesome Cuts Barbershop up in Bemis area. And he's a strong advocate for football. If you want to talk football in the barbershop, that's where you go. He's that type of person.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You might get a little intimidated because it's a lot of Crips and white in there, but it's okay. It's all right. Still in Valdosta. It's cool. You're good.
I got you.
All right, just a few more questions for you, Coach, or comments that might pop up here. And I know it, and this is where I say, your modeling, plays a huge role in the success and how the direction of the program proceeds from here. And even the kids, as kids are looking for examples to follow. And what you've done when you got into the seat, I think is going a long way, whether you know it or not. But one of the questions that came across a couple of weeks ago is, and it says, how are you keeping the guys, the student athletes there, focused on everything on the field, despite everything that can be going around and when it comes to football? And this is something, again, whatever the track record is or anything, we know Brother Mac here, he was our star running back. As he just said, went on to UCF back there in his backdrop. I was the starting quarterback there. So we all know about the attention that football comes with those positions. So how are you keeping these guys focused?
Well, the biggest thing is since day one that I took over, we preach to control the controllables. Anything in life, control what you can control. What do we stand for? Date, discipline, attitude, toughness, effort. That's what you can control every day. And you control what we control. We can't control the noise outside, but we can control what we do in this weight room, this classroom, and on this field. And that's what I teach my guys. Once we come in here, we all got problems. I got problems at home. My wife getting on me about something. But when I come in that football mode, I drop those problems to the door and I'm about my kids. For those 2.5 hours, I'm all about them. They got all I got. That's what I tell them. Relax, have fun, be a child. And before you leave, you got to pick your problems up. You got to figure out how to make solutions. But the biggest thing, control the control. Because we can't worry what people saying about us. We're going to have fun. We're going to play football. We're going to play good Wildcat football. We're going to be tough every Friday night, and we're going to be disciplined. That's our goal going into the season.
Absolutely, and right on the nail there. Definitely, I like what you said. You basically, you can't control everything, but control what you can control.
So
Come into it with a clear mind, a proper mindset to get the job done and execute in a fashion that you've been trained to do. One of the things that I definitely am a strong proponent on is off the field activity. Is there a way that you're able to redirect kids also and advocate for them? Being a part of local nonprofits. I know being a community-minded person also is important as a premier athlete. Use your likeness to be able to influence where you can help out. Do you have any perhaps plans or not even to hold you to the fire on that, but just more so, do you feel that there's an opportunity that can be taken to perhaps partner with some of the local nonprofits to get some community service out of our student athletes?
That's no doubt. That's a conversation I had with my superintendent. Like I said, not from being around, but also something I encourage anybody to reach out to me because I believe in service. If you're not giving back, what are you doing? I tell my kids all the time, you're a role model if you don't want to be a role model. Because there's some little kid looking up to you because we all played football. We all walked to that stadium. We all had our favorite players in high school and college and pros. They didn't know us, but we knew them. So it's our job to give back to the youth and back to the city because we want them to give to us. We need to give back. So we big on service. We got a couple ideas coming up for community service next month. We just got to get a pencil down and just get it locked in. But yes, we're all about service. But I tell my guys, if you can't give, how you expect to receive all the time?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple comments that keep coming in. Joy Fondren Eldridge, who's a VHS teacher there, she says that she does need that on a t-shirt to quote, control the controllable. So definitely, I also saw one that got away from me. If you see it, Brother Mac, let me know. But another Wildcat great, Nick Johnson, talked about that never quit attitude. So he does say congratulations to you also, Coach. I will also reflect that we have a comment from Charles and Monique Williams. He says the coach basically seems to be a good fit and inspiration for these young men at Valdosta. I've witnessed firsthand his motivation and connection with these young men to be a better version, not only of themselves, but as representation of their families. So that's kudos to you, Coach. One other thing that I would add to that, I did remember that Dr. Carla Gervin, I think, has a son that is somehow affiliated with the program. She did give kudos to how you took some time. If you recall, you can tell me a bit about this event. If I have it right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you took some time to explain the benefits of a scholarly achievement type attitude, how that affects the differences of opportunities that you have as a student athlete at the D1 versus D2 and D3 levels. And as far as the SAT/ACT, how that plays into it. Is that something you recall doing there?
I think this basically just explains to the student athletes that, as a college player, any level, you have to have grades and take the test. I mean, it's a requirement. But my thing is, let's take every test, ASVAB, SAT, and see where you land. Because like I say, football is not promised to everybody. My goal is to get all 30 of my seniors doing something after graduation. If it's college, technical school, a job, any kind of mentorship, anything they can do to help them, that's my goal, because that's the biggest thing in life. If you can teach these young men life after football, life after high school, because once you graduate, that's when the second part of life starts. Right. And I just want to be a factor in that for those guys and just push them and give them every avenue. But they can't say, we didn't try. And that's my goal in life. If somebody help me, I want to help somebody.
Yeah, a couple of things that are key to me that you said. One, life after football is very important because we know the realistic stat is that only a small percentage of our student athletes are going to make it to that collegiate level, and an even smaller part of that student athlete pool is going to make it to the highest promised land, which is the NFL or even the CFL for that measure. And so we have to give them realistic knowledge of options that are out there. And I like the other thing that I like what you said also is entertaining the ASVAB, which for those that don't know that's the entry test for the military, and also for Wiregrass, for instance, as trade school opportunity. Because as an entrepreneur, I would even say that trade school is just as important to push as a collegiate degree, because if you can run your own business or learn through trade to operate a business with your skills, you're sometimes better off than the college degreed person. In some cases, that's an argument to make. So I definitely commend you for pushing that with your students. Coach, I'm gonna go and wrap up here. One last thing that I want to say is that I've got Michael Ward. He says, awesome conversation. Looking forward to the football season for y'all. And then finally, Xavier Godfrey Sr. says, great message, Coach. Joy Fondren finally chimed in as I'm reading. She just popped in to say, if you don't mind, what are your plans to encourage academics for your student athletes? Some of our past coaches have emphasized classroom performance better than others have. So
my biggest thing is to show up. I mean, my thing is every student in my team know that Coach Felton will show up. I'm not going to talk about it. I come sit in class with you. I come sit beside you. Because we're going to get it done. There's no tolerance. I have zero tolerance for that, because without academics, what you got? I preach it in my household, so if it's good in my house, it's good on my team. The biggest thing is support the teacher. We hired an academic coach, and she does a great job. We're going to be on top of the grades, and if anything happens, we're going to know. And we're going to have situations and consequences for everything, because as you know, the ex-football player, those bleachers in that grass will wake your eyes up when you don't want to wake them up.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do the right thing in that classroom. Because people got to realize it's student athletes, not athlete student. And like we just talked about, if you don't take out the classroom, what is life after football? Because football, if you think about it, football is the only sport that eats. You can always go play basketball, you go play baseball, you go play softball, you go golf, do anything you want to. But when them pads put up in football, it's over. What are you going to do? It was my job as your second father, your second uncle, your big brother, your mentor, to make sure you leave Valdosta High School in the right turn and learn something in those classrooms. Because, like my grandma told me back in the day, if you embarrass me right there, I'm going to embarrass you right there. That's my philosophy on that.
Yeah, man, we're
pretty familiar with that one.
Yeah. Brother Mac, did you have anything to add as I wrap up here with Coach Felton?
Yeah, first of all, I want to personally say thank you for, stepping in the gap and having the faith, and tenacity to stand up and be, all that you desire to be for these kids in Valdosta. We definitely need men of your stature in our community, especially in athletics. So thank you for accepting this opportunity, and thank you for being willing to put all you have in these young men. Second thing I want to let you know is, as a former athlete, I want to let you know that we've been talking to a lot of the guys in the community, a lot of these nonprofits, a lot of these organizations, and they are already on go to support you. So as far as having a mentoring program, as far as having connections to trade schools, we already have people in the community that have already said, I'm ready when he is. So you have a community of people that are ready to support you outside of football, to make sure that we are, raising whole men instead of just, athletic men. The third thing I want to tell you is this will be your home. Anytime during the season, anytime during the summer workouts, if you want to have a platform to talk to the family, people ask questions, or if you have players of the week, we want to bring them on. We want to give them an opportunity to talk. If you have, athletes that are doing very well and you want to spotlight them, this is what we're here for. We're not just, just a talk show. We're here for the community. So we want to put a highlight on our boys. That's our focus. So we got you. Whenever you need anything, you can holler at us or let us know what you need. If you need some men that, to help you, come to class, because we've got a lot of educators that are ready to support you. Or if you need someone to help you set up community programs or community outreach, we got you covered. So we just want to let you know that you have a whole community of people who have their arms open, ready to receive you and help you be successful. Because truth of the matter is, we want you to be the permanent coach. So we want to make sure we push you, support you in all that we can. So this is a place for you. This is home. Let us know what you need, and we're definitely ready to help you out.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And just to double down on that, to be very specific, is that, Brother Mac and I talked about it, is that, as he said, if you've got some players of the week that you want to chime in on the show and also, chime in on some of the conversations that we might have, we will tailor the programming here for those type of opportunities if it so fits for the program. We want to talk about some of the challenges that athletes have on and off the field. Again, we're obviously a football nation and / community. We have a family out here in this chat land that definitely can pour into that. At the same time, we can be there physically if necessary, but also just have a sounding board if necessary, when it comes to real life issues. A lot of the things that Brother Mac and I talk about are masculinity, manhood issues that we would like to definitely be able to pour into our student athletes, given that measure. The final thing that I would even add is that if you don't know already, Brother Mac and I are members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Therefore, we are well connected. If you already are familiar with some that are already in your school, I know, or in your district, but we are well represented here in the Valdosta Lounge community, and I say both Valdosta and Lounge. So if you need to tug on our coattails to say, hey, I got a couple of kids that I need y'all to talk to, we can make sure that our chapter is there, and we will be.
Absolutely. Well, I see in the chat that not Shamonte, it was Charles and Monique Williams. They run the Reach 2 program, and they were a part of the feeding of the cats last year. So they're on the show right now. So they're ready to go. They've already said they're ready to help. They want to be a resource. So you've already got some people already ready to sign up. So
great.
I mean, you've got plenty, and I thank you for saying that, Brother Mac. I actually was remiss in not saying it, but Dallas Moore, as I mentioned before, as a graduate and alumni from the football program there, he does also spearhead Kings United, and he's ready. If there's matter of fact, is there a channel of communication that you want to publicize, that if people want to just tell you what they do or open that conversation, is there a prescribed way that you want to share?
The biggest thing is probably the best way to get in touch with me is my email. It's shelton.felton@gocats.org. And everybody who wants to be a helping hand, we're open. I'm open to every idea. I want the mentorship, the service, everything that you were talking about. Please reach out to me and let's get it started. Because, like I said, this is your community. I want to be a part of this community. I want to help this community. So without you guys, there's no community. So anybody that wants to help a hand, please don't be shy. My door is always open. You can come up to the schoolhouse. Miss Tracy Jackson, the best secretary in the country. I love her to death. If I'm not there, she'll run me down. She'll find me.
She's
on
point.
You want to come? She's on point.
Yeah.
So if you want to come there and see me, just come. My wife is always there. Anytime, just come see me. If you can't reach my email, I don't mind giving you my number. I have nothing to hide. I'm about these kids. Also, as a member of Omega Psi Phi, I'm really going to depend on you guys. Friendship, essential to soul.
That's right. That's right.
Bruh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but definitely for real, any of us, but we're gonna plug Omega, but definitely if you want the bros involved, hey, only because the bros know it's a different energy in the house.
No doubt.
So again, when you need us, not if you need us, when you need us, coach, call us. Any one of us in the school or with the show, whatever, we got you. We'll be there.
I appreciate that, for that.
Seriously. Yes, sir. The final thing, just entertainingly, I got to go there. This is Lounge and Valdosta.
Let's go.
So, if you had your choice, all right, this is that hypothetical. If you had your choice and Wintersville came up versus the region/state run, which would you rather to go down in history that you actually just knocked it out the park? Would you want to spank them Vikings or win the state championship?
That's a good one.
Ah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, knowing about Winterville, if I can roll 50 on your head, I'm gonna put 50 on mine.
I like that.
Why did I know he was gonna say that, bro?
Yep.
Why did I know he was gonna say that? Kent State, let's get these boys across town.
You know, it's on, buddy.
Hey, listen, Valdosta, you heard it first. Surrounding counties, you heard it. He was out for our head. I ain't taking this down, though. I ain't taking it down.
I know.
Hey, Coach. Hey, it's a pleasure, and I hope this is just the first of many conversations. Like I said, send the cats our way if you want to showcase anybody. If you just want to have somebody come on and have a really down-to-heart conversation where it's a safe space to have those man-like conversations. We're here for that. Reach out to us. Again, you've got my number also. Got the email to theblackandthebold@gmail.com. I've got the Shelton.Felton@gocats.org in the chat bar here. But if there's anything else you need from us, just let us know. But thank you for your time, and we're going to let you go, but we appreciate you, and congratulations.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I love the show. Thank you for being on. I look forward to being on in the future. Once again, thank you guys for having me. Y'all have a blessed night.